Remember what the goal is. You can't be comfortable when you're trying to hit this certain goal. You got to be uncomfortable. You got to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation. It ain't just gonna get there on its own. YouTube, what's good? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Game to Live By. Back with another video, helping you young cats out, man. I want to tell you how to stack up your first 10 bands, dog. It's for all my young fellas out here that may have never saved $10,000 in your life, may never have had $10,000 in your life. Just want to let you know it's not as difficult as you may think. It's not as crazy as you may think, and it's not as big of a number. It's not as large of an amount of money as you may think. You feel me? But I think that if you're a young cat out here, especially if you're out here young with no kids and no wife, like no real major responsibilities, it's just you that you got to worry about. There's no reason why you shouldn't have at least, I'm talking bare minimum, at least 10 bands put up to the side somewhere for a rainy day. Like, that's bare minimum. So if you don't have at least 10 stacks put up, you got some work to do. So I'm gonna just tell you, how to get there. It's really simple, man. I've been doing this since my early 20s, bro. I stacked up my first 10 bands in my early 20s. And I kind of figured out, a few little tricks that just work. And I think that anybody can apply these tricks to trick your brain into getting to the point where you need to be so that you can hit the goal, goal of 10 bands. So we're going to start there. I know it's not a super crazy amount, but the average person just in this country, don't got $1,000 saved up. You know what I'm saying? So 10 bands is going to put you above the average when it comes to savings and when it comes to just having access to a certain amount of money. 10 bands will get you right. So we're going to get you to your first 10 bands, man. I'll just say this, man. First and foremost, if you're not making more money than you're spending every month, right? If your income is not more than your expenses, then this ain't gonna work. That's the first step. You have to be making more. More money has to be coming in than going out, right? Now I know it sounds common sense, but this is a lot of people's lives. A lot of people don't have more coming in than they do going out. So that's the first thing. If you just have absolutely no way of making more money, then you have to search and find where you can cut back, right? So maybe not going out to eat as much, maybe not going to the clubs as much, spending money on weed and liquor as much. Like, where can you cut back so that you can get your income number to be more than your expenses number? That's the first thing you got to figure out. Get your income above your expenses. And I just tell you a couple ways you can do that. If you only work in one job and you have the ability to go grab a second gig somewhere, go grab a second gig and let that extra money get you above the money that you're spending out every month, right? You got your rent, you got your car note, maybe, your phone bill, internet, maybe, like all these necessities that you pay for every month, spending money on food, all the necessities every month that you have to spend money on. You need to get your income above that number, right? So grab you a second gig if you can, and if that boosts your income to above your expenses, then now we can start talking. Now we can get into the steps that you gotta take. Oh, and another thing, I just want to say, like, if you a young cat and you got your own apartment, right, and you barely getting by, you feel me, bro? When I was younger, when I first grabbed my first apartment, it was me and two of my homies, bro. Like, we grabbed a 3-bedroom apartment and we split the rent up. You feel me? That way, you're not spending as much every month on your place to live, bro. If you young, man, thug it out, grind it out. See if you can. You and one of your homies grab a crib somewhere. You and one of your bros grab a crib somewhere. If you could stay with your parents without, y'all clashing too much, do that so you can stack up. Cause that expense of paying where you live at is gonna be your biggest expense almost every month. You feel me? So, and then certain parts, depending on where you at in the country, that number can be, $2,000-$3,000 a month every single month. And this is just gonna be very difficult for you to stack, to put away. So don't dismiss the idea of getting you a roommate or staying with someone so that you can stack some bread real quick. So keep that in mind. So boom, after you have established that you're bringing more money in than you're spending out, right? Your income exceeds your expenses. Once we've established that, then we can get into how we about to stack this 10 bands. You have your amount of expenses that you gotta spend every month, right? Whatever that number is, you put that to the side, and then the money that you got coming in, you take the difference, right? So the difference that I'm making compared to what I'm spending, how much do I got left over every month, right? And how much of that number that I got left over every month, how much do I need to survive? This is going to be, the strategy is easy, but it's difficult at the same time because you got to have some discipline, bro. But we're going to get to that 10 back, and the more locked in you can be, the faster you can get there. The faster you can stack your first 10, the faster you can stack your first 20, your first 30. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can just lock in real quick. So how much do I need to survive out of this extras, right? We're going to call it the extras, right? How much do I need to survive in this whole month? So let's just say you got, I don't know, $300-400 left over after you done paid everything, right? I got $300-400 left over. What's the bare minimum amount that you can survive off of for the month? Like, we about to go in like super monk mode, like peanut butter and jelly sandwich and an apple type. You know what I'm saying? Because the goal is to get there as fast as possible. So if you can minimize your lifestyle while you stacking, you're gonna get there a lot faster. So you figure out that number, bro. You got to sit down, get you a pen and pad, write down, all right, if I could spend this much on food every week, I could put the rest away, right? I'm spending this much on food every week. I'm going to fast food 2 times a day, 3 times a day, or I'm going out to eat 2-3 times a day, and I'm spending $40-50 a day. I'm about to cut that down to $10 a day. Can I survive off $10 a day? And you'll be surprised, bro. You get you a couple gallons of water, right? What you're gonna kill them with, a gallon of water you can get for less than $2. Loaf of bread, turkey sandwiches, chips, boom. It ain't gonna be pretty. It ain't gonna be pretty. So you figure that number out, and whatever you come up with, and you see you got this extras left over, that money no longer exists. You have to tell yourself in your brain that money no longer exists, right? So if you got an extra $200 you can put to the side, right? You put that $200 to the side and it's gone. It doesn't exist anymore. This is the part that is difficult, actually telling your brain and tricking yourself into believing that money don't exist. Whatever that extra number is, it don't exist. It's no different than like money that you spend when you go out to eat. You go grab your food, you pay for it, however much it is, you eat your food and you gone. You'll never get that money back, right? That money is spent and it's gone. It no longer exists to you because you spent it. That's how you have to, that's what you got to tell yourself when you putting away money that you're trying to save. You can't keep going and pinching off of it. Oh, I need it. No, it don't exist no more. So you got to figure out a different strategy. This will teach you to develop different ways to make money. If you know you got that cushion sitting right there, and you're like, oh, I could take 100 out my stack. I could take 50 out my stack. You keep doing that, you just setting yourself back from getting to the goal. So whatever you put up to the side, it no longer exists. It's gone, right? You have to tell yourself that. I don't care if the money is sitting right in front of your face. It don't exist. You feel me? If you can trick your brain into believing that this money that I done put to the side, that I'm trying to stack up, it no longer exists. Just like the money that I spent to put some gas in my car. No, it no longer exists. I can't get it back. You can if you know how to do your taxes and all that stuff, business miles and all that, but just besides the point. Spend some money on some gas, spend some money on some food. I went out to eat, I bought some drinks and whatever. I'm never getting that money back. It's gone, right? That's what you have to tell your brain when you put some money away to yourself. That money is gone. You'll be surprised how fast, if you're not penny pinching and grabbing off of it whenever you get into a jam or whenever you know what I'm saying? Oh man, I'm so hungry right now. Let me just take 20 out and go. It don't exist. It's gone, right? You got to live well below your means in order to get there. So boom, you do that. And then also wherever you work and whatever you do for work, right? Typically, a lot of people, they get paid. If you got a 9-to-5 and you get a paycheck, you get your paycheck. First thing you do is see where you're going to spend it. You might spend it on bills. You might spend it on food. You might spend it on clothes. You might spend it on new shoes, whatever. You might go to the car wash, whatever, haircut. You get your paycheck and the first thing you think is, where am I about to spend this money? Where is this money about to go? You have to stop paying outside entities. You have to stop paying others before you pay yourself. When you get your paycheck or however you get your money, the first person that should get paid is you. You worked for it. You earned it. You should be the first person to get the money. That's how you stack up faster. Stop giving your money out to everybody else and then living off what's left. You don't work so hard to get this money. First thing you do, how much am I paying myself? You pay yourself, boom, put that money to the side, it's gone. It no longer exists. So at least you know you got paid first, and then distribute it everywhere else you need to distribute it, to your bills, to all your important necessities, your bills, boom, boom, all that stuff. Now, I could tell you to go set up 5-6 different bank accounts and all of that stuff, and I know you're not gonna do it, right? Because I just know how y'all young cats get down. I used to be the same way. So I'm trying to give you a more realistic approach. You're not about to go out and make you a bank account like you should do. Make you a bank account and put the money in there so you can't get it out. And all. I tell you to go do that, you ain't gonna feel like going to get up and do it. So I'm telling you something that you can do right now, right? When you get the money, pay yourself. Allocate everything else to all whatever bills and whatever else you need. But just remember, we're only living off the extras. We only living off the extras. So you know whatever that number is in your head, you paying yourself first with the extras. So boom, paying yourself first, right? Tricking your brain and actually telling your brain that the money that you put to the side does not exist. Once you put it to the side, it is gone. You cannot go and touch it ever. It's gone. Tricking your brain into believing that, right? And making sure your income exceeds your expenses. You're bringing more money in than you're putting out. You can get there a lot faster the more money that you have coming in, right? That is, the bigger the gap is between income and expenses, the faster you can get to putting that 10 bands up. So if you got to go Uber on the side, if you got to go DoorDash on the side just to make a couple extra bucks, right? If you got to sell some stuff on Facebook Market, sell some old stuff out your closet, right? Flipping stuff on Facebook Market, whatever you got to do to get them extra dollars coming in so you can increase that gap between expenses and income. And then also lowering those expenses. What you paying? You paying, I know you're not paying for Netflix. You ain't got 10 bands put up, but you paying for Netflix every month. You tripping. Cancel that Netflix subscription and stop watching it anyway because you ain't got no money. What you sitting watching TV for? You feel me? Unless you don't mind. But if you watching this video right now, I'm thinking that you care. I'm thinking that you want 10 bands put up. So why you watching Netflix? Why you paying for that subscription? Cut that out. So boom, another trick I used to do, man. These is all the things that I used to do. I'm talking about my early 20s. This was a while ago. But this type of stuff still works. Now I'm at a point where I barely save anything anymore. You know, I'm all about investing. But you need to develop the discipline to be able to set a goal and hit that goal. We can talk about investing. We can talk about where you need to put your money and all that stuff in order for it to grow. But if you don't have the discipline to save up 10 bands, you for sure ain't gonna have the discipline to invest in something and wait for your return to come back. You're gonna be wanting to know where my money that I put in the investment. But let's develop the discipline first to be able to set an amount and hit that goal, right? Once you hit that 10, then we could talk about getting to your first 100, your first 50, whatever. So another trick I used to do, man, another thing that used to help motivate me, I would take pictures of my money, man. If you doing this the digital way, you know, if you got your money hitting an account and you saving it in an account, that's a lot easier to just watch your money grow. You know what I'm saying? But if you putting away cash in your paycheck and you putting away cash, putting it in a shoebox, putting it under your mattress, wherever the case may be, I used to take pictures. So when I first started stacking, I had, you know, I was working overtime. I was working hella overtime. I used to work in the factory. Working hella overtime. I had a couple extra dollars to put up. Might have been about this much. Might have had 200. I took a picture of it. Next paycheck, boom. I paid myself again. Put it on top of that. Got a little bit, you know what I'm saying? The stack got a little bit. I took a picture of it. 3-4 months down the line, right? That little stack that I was taking a picture of right now is like this, right? Because I just kept putting the money on top of each other and taking a picture of it. And that was kind of like a little game that I was playing with myself to motivate myself. Like I want to see how high this stack can get. Once it got to, you know what I'm saying? Once it got to 10 bands, I'm like, yo, I really just put up 10 bands real quick. I was locked in. I was going to work and going to work and going to work. And I was packing a lunch at work. I wasn't eating fast food, none of that. I'm talking the bare minimum amount of food for me to survive. That's what I would take. I would pack a sandwich and some water and some chips and an apple or something like that. It wasn't nothing fancy, it wasn't nothing special. But what we talking about? We talking about stacking some bread, right? That little meal right there will get you through. You ain't got time to be super full, belly full, because you ain't got no money. Remember what the goal is. You can't be comfortable when you're trying to hit this certain goal. You got to be uncomfortable. You got to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation. It ain't just gonna get there on its own. So boom, taking pictures of your money, or if you're doing it in a bank account, just checking that account every week and just watching that number grow. Screenshot it, watch that number grow. Like, dang, I started here, I was at 100, now I'm at 500. Now I'm at my first 1,000, first 1,500. For real, simple as that. Then another trick you can do, man. This is something else I used to do. It's certain banks out here that run promotions, bro. Like, you might have seen this stuff in the mail, or you might not. You can call around and ask these different banks, but certain banks run certain promotions, and you can even Google it, where they'll say new members sign up and we'll give you X amount of dollars, right? If you're a new member and you sign up and you set up your direct deposit with us, and you deposit your first 2 checks with us, we'll give you $300. That's literally free money. Set up your direct deposit with our bank, set up a new checking and a new savings, and we'll give you $600. We'll give you $300 each account. We'll give you $600 if you set up a new account with us, right? These promotions be everywhere, bro. That's free bread. So boom, you hit one bank, they might tell you that you gotta have your direct deposits hitting for 2-3 months before you get the money, right? So boom, you do that, checking and saving. Some banks is giving out $300 each account. I know Citizens doing it, Chase be doing it. Like, just Google bank promotions for new accounts or for new customers, something like that. Set your new account up, set your bank account up, and you know in 2 to 3 months you got a free $300 or $600 hitting your account. That's $300 to $600 closer to this 10 bands that you're gonna get. And if you see 2 or 3 different banks that's doing it after you done hit your 3 months with one, do it with another one. Set up a new account with another one. See the banks that got these incentives to get you to come sign up with their account. They'll give you this $300, $200, whatever it is. It's free money. You feel me? You ain't got nothing else better to do but go get this free money. I'm just trying to show you and tell you, in order to get the 10 to get the 10 bands, it's a mindset, bro. It's not a secret, or it's not something that this person know that you don't. It's just one person is way more disciplined and dedicated and got the mindset and the mentality that I'm gonna do it, and the other person is not. Most people can do this, but like I said, if you young, no responsibilities for real, no kids, no wife, whatever, this should be easily doable, bro. My first 10 stacks when I was younger, the first 10 bands I put up, I did it in some months. I did it in like 6 months, something like that. Which it might sound like a long time to some of you, but if you working every day and you grinding every day, it's gonna fly by, bro. Those paychecks gonna keep coming in. If you cutting grass, you know what I'm saying, on the side, go cut the grass. Go hit different neighbors' cribs, ask them do they need their grass cut. Summertime, extra $20, extra $20 per house, extra $50 per house. However much you want to charge, whatever the going rate and whatever market you in, right? Go out and get this extra bread. So many different ways to get to the money, man. But you have to have the right mentality. You got to be able to go in monk mode, get off the gram, disappear, do something productive. I'm not about to tell you to go read no books, go do none of that, bro. It's $10,000. This ain't even nothing crazy. You feel me? So if you watching this and you know good and well you ain't got 10 bands put up, you got some work to do. That's bare minimum. If an emergency come up, your car break down, you know what I'm saying, you lose your job, whatever, you cooked. You ain't got no money stacked, you ain't got no money saved, you're cooked. One emergency gonna wipe you out. Ain't no way you only got $1,000 put up, 500 put up. I don't need 10,000 is not a lot of money, but I'm speaking to the young cat, so you should have at least that, bro. I don't care if you are young, early 20s, late teens. This is a very doable thing you can accomplish. But you just have to have a mentality, bro, and you gotta stay disciplined. And lastly, I'm gonna tell you this, man. Once you done figure out all of these things I done told you, once you done figure out how much extra you got to survive off of, how much you can afford to put off to the side, how much more do you need to make in order to get them expenses below your income. Once you figure out all the things I just told you, set a timeline, right? Now, once you got that actual number and you see how much you about to be living off of, set a timeline. You can already see how long it's gonna take to get to the 10,000, right? If you're like, all right, I'm gonna have an extra this amount, so it's gonna take me this many weeks or this many months to get to 10,000. And if you don't like how long that that span of time is, then you know what you got to do. You either have to decrease more expenses or increase more of the income. It's pretty simple. All this is simple math, right? So if you do the math, you're like, dang, it's about to take me a whole 12 months to save this 10,000. I want to do it in less than that. Now you have to adjust. You just got to adjust the numbers. All right, well, if I cut back on my expenses here, increase my income here, do this, do that. Now I see I could do it in 9 months. Instead of a whole year, it's going to take me 9 months. And then you just stick to the plan. You just follow it through. Every week, every 2 weeks, you're just looking at the money grow. Stick to the plan and don't let nothing throw you off from where you're trying to get to. Once you get to that 10,000, now you can put that to the side, never touch it again. You know you got a $10,000 cushion, and then we can start talking about all the other things, investments and all that other stuff, right? Once you got that cushion put to the side, you know ain't one emergency about to wipe me out. The average emergency for the person is it can cost up to anywhere from $1,000 to $2,500 in any given moment. Your car breakdown, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, appliances breakdown, whatever, that's the range, right? It can cost up to $2,500 on average. So you know that's not gonna wipe you out because you got this $10,000 cushion put up. So get to it, man. If any of this info helps you, bro, hit the like button, man. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the share button. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you're going to start your $10,000 journey. Let me know if you've already started this journey and you done came across this video and it done helped you. You know what I'm saying? Let me know where you at in your journey. The goal is to stay motivated. The goal is to keep growing, bro. I got more videos on the way, and I'm going to get back with y'all soon, man. Peace.